Gather around, gather around.
This is GC360.
No. This is a new segment. This is...
Behind the Bobcats!
Hello, Bobcats. James Beary.
And Raegan Sims. Before we start today's show, we want to take a moment to remember what happened on September 11th. Today marks 24 years since the tragedy took place. A moment of silence to honor the brave first responders and those who have passed.
Thanks for joining us today for our first Behind the Bobcats. Let's take a look at recent events happening in our community.
The Milledgeville AMC Theater closed on August 14th due to financial troubles. A shooting at the North Columbia Buffalo Wild Wings left one employee dead and 2 suspects arrested. As of Wednesday, Buffington's will be closed for 2 weeks for renovations. GCSU campus has also seen its fair share of renovations, with Hurdy Hall being given a grant for construction, as well as brand new music hall.
Turning to national news, Taylor Swift recently announced her engagement with Kansas City Chiefs star Travis Kelce. Both NFL and college football have begun, with the Georgia Bulldogs starting off undefeated and the Atlanta Falcons beginning with a loss at home. Wednesday afternoon, conservative activist Charlie Kirk was pronounced dead after being shot at an event at Utah Valley University. Coming up after the break, we're going to dive into what the university has to offer students in terms of mental health resources.
Andalusia Farm served as the home of the famed author Mary Flannery O'Connor. There's a ton of stuff that college students can come and enjoy. On top of that, this is a wonderful and beautiful place for Georgia College seniors to come and have some of their portraits done. But even more so than that, we have a nature trail down by the pond, which is about 2 miles long. It is very, very beautiful.
Welcome, listeners. How are y'all doing? Coming soon, right from the classrooms of Midway Hills and Lakeview Academies, the Writing for Success podcast, a reimagining of the 1998 anthology, Everybody Has a Story to Tell, Stories of Flannery O'Connor's Milledgeville. Baldwin County students will share their stories as part of this 100% federally funded grant of $385,000 to improve literacy in Baldwin County Elementary School. That sounds pretty good, y'all. Come check it out. Can't wait to see y'all there, or hear y'all there, or just hang out there. See you there.
School is back in session, so that means that first years are getting used to a new environment and returning students are readjusting to the student life. GCSU's Quality Enhancement Plan, Bobcats First, is designed to aid students' mental health through programs in and out of the classroom. Natalie Ross sat down with the Associate Vice President of Student Health and Wellbeing to discuss students' mental health at the start of the school year.
I'm here to talk about mental health on campus, starting a new school year. I'm here with Emily Jarvis. Can you explain to us what your position is here on campus?
Sure. So I serve as the Assistant Vice President for Student Health and Wellbeing. Awesome. And what that really means is that I oversee a lot of strategic initiatives, programs, and services all about students' holistic well-being, both their mental health and their physical health while they're here on campus.
That's so awesome. Thank you so much for being here with us. We just had a few questions. I know it's the third week of school, but how was Week of Welcome? How'd that all go?
Yeah, it was great. So we welcomed 1,750 new students, another really wonderful class. Very excited Bobcats to be here. We did a lot of the standard Weekend of Welcome activities. We had GC Reads, which is surprisingly a fan favorite among students, and some of the sessions that we do to try to get students to know each other, to know our campus and get ready for classes. But we also changed some things up this year. So every year we're trying to be responsive to student feedback and student needs. So we did some sessions a little bit differently this time to try to increase that sense of connection that students get in those first few days. It's really, really critical that people find their place here. They feel a sense of belonging before they even start their classes. And so we always try to promote that through smaller group activities, in addition to the really big group activities where you get to meet your whole class.
Awesome. That's so good that y'all take feedback, and that's incredible. I'm sure they enjoyed it. And I know it's a very packed weekend. Does having all those events back to back help students with adjusting to college, do you think?
Yeah, in some ways. So, we try not to pack out every single day, but there are a few hours of activities each day. It's really pretty spread out, but we do want students to understand that their class schedules might have them in class for several hours a day. So coming off of summer break, when we've all kind of been without a routine, for students to kind of get into a schedule where they have set obligations and times to be at things, but it's low stakes. We're not taking grades, it's mostly for fun and to give them some really important information about a smooth transition to college. Yeah. But I think that helps get them prepared for what a week as a college student really looks like.
It definitely sets the standard so they're not jumping into college not knowing time management. I think that's awesome. So in your opinion, how does Georgia College provide a unique experience for freshmen compared to, say, bigger schools?
Yeah. So I think back to my own orientation and Week of Welcome, and really I went to a much larger school, and we didn't do the kinds of welcome activities, really any of that transition stuff. I think a lot of students, especially at large schools, are really thrown in on that first day. Maybe they move in, maybe there's a couple things that happen, but really it's sink or swim, find your own way. I think we try to do a really great job here of doing what we say we do, which is small classes, personal touch, personal experience, and that carries through to our Week of Welcome activities, where we try to get you engaged on your hall with your hallmates. We also get you engaged with your major through Gives Day. That's a change over the last 2 years, that now students go to their Gives Day site with other students in their major in their first year seminar. So you're already meeting people who you're going to see again on Monday. So I think that's really, we want that connection to happen early. We want students to feel like they have found someone, even if it's just one person, who they look forward to seeing again next week. And really being available as a staff to answer any questions that students have. So you'll see a ton of us in student life and in other divisions at events, checking students in, but really also just being there to answer questions, make students feel like there is someone they can go to feel comfortable about being here. And they do ask us a lot of questions, which I'm always glad to see new first year students being open to asking, seeking out help, not just suffering in silence, not knowing the answers.
100%.
So it's a great opportunity for us to also get to know new students and for them to get to know some of our faces as those helpers that they can reach out to throughout the year.
Well, I think that's great with Gives Day, being with your major. I know I met people during that, and I still see them to this day.
Yeah.
So coming back after a long summer can be difficult for returning students. So what does the university have to help students with that adjustment of coming off of summer?
Yeah, so what I've heard from a lot of students these first couple weeks is they are so glad to be back in a routine. So I asked students, how was your summer? How are you feeling about coming back? And so many of them, a really surprising number, said, summer's great and everybody likes a break, but I'm ready to get back into a routine. I'm ready to have a schedule. I'm ready to get up in the morning and feel productive. So a break is wonderful, and I hope everyone used their summer break for rest, but also sometimes we lose track of those things that make us our most productive selves. So maybe going to the WRC is part of your routine while you're here, but when you're at home, that doesn't become a priority.
Yeah.
And so having a schedule, having some things to kind of structure your day can really help with our mental health too. I think all of us do better when we have a little bit of structure rather than just having free time with, with
no,
nothing
100%.
to do.
Yes.
So as much as we maybe don't love our 8 a.m. classes and other obligations that we have, it really does help us feel like we have some guidance and a thing to look forward to. So that's been really surprising, I think, to hear from students, but makes me really happy to hear that they appreciate having that routine and understand how having some structure can help with their mental health. But of course, coming into the new school year, we have our services that are always available to students. So many students may not know that you all have access to 12 counseling sessions a year, all with your fees and tuition, no additional cost. I tell students jokingly that therapy is expensive when you're an adult, so get it now, stock up, so that hopefully you can kind of build that toolkit. So when you get out of here, you have some good resilience and coping skills to go on to adulthood. And but for now, it's available to you. So 12 sessions a year is really more than sufficient for most students. We also have telehealth options that are relatively new. So over the last 2 years, we've had a partnership with a company called YouWill. Every student has an account with YouWill already, and you can access telehealth. So if going to the counseling center feels a little bit intimidating or doesn't work with your schedule, you can access those services from home, which is wonderful. And then we have a lot of programs as well. So we talk to students about mental health and doing preventative maintenance like you do with your car. So you don't wait until your car is smoking on the side of the road to get an oil change.
Correct.
It's too late then.
Right.
And the same thing is true. We don't want to wait to go to counseling or to seek help until we're spiraling and in crisis. We want to try to do that preventative maintenance to set ourselves up for success so that hopefully we don't get to that point where we're stranded on the side of the road. And so through a lot of the programs that my office does, through Bobcats First, we offer programs all about taking a break, being mindful, finding some resilience, and really kind of loading up that toolkit so that you can get through the days and the weeks, and when it gets really challenging, you have some strategies in your pocket that you've learned through fun activities to get you through those things. And so even just the programs that we do that are sort of arts and crafts based, I think students learn, like, if I take 15 minutes to do a little coloring, I feel my blood pressure coming down. I feel like I can start back on that hard project that was really bothering me. I feel like I can talk to my roommate. I just need a moment to center myself. So that's really what we're trying to do with our programs, and we encourage every single student to be a part of those. You don't have to feel like you need help with your mental health. We all need help. So everyone is invited to be a part of those things.
And that's so good to know, just that those resources are offered here, and it's so important. So going back, what are the 4 domains of Bobcat First that you do see a shift in students' mental health as the semester even continues into next semester?
Yeah. So the 4 domains that we've structured Bobcats First around are intellectual well-being, physical well-being, social well-being, and emotional well-being. And so we want students to focus on all 4 of those things and focus more on the ones that you need more of. So for a lot of our students, the physical well-being part is checked off and done. We have a very active student body. They're involved in intramurals. They go to the gym. Hopefully they eat well and they're able to nourish their bodies. If not, we have educational programs for that.
Gotcha.
But that's important for students. But if you're feeling like your intellectual well-being isn't doing so great, which means maybe you don't have a sense of purpose here, and maybe you don't have the confidence in your academics to feel like you belong in the classroom, we want to offer programs to help with that. So we do things like time management and study skills to make you feel like a more equipped student. But we also do things like purpose and career exploration and working with the Career Center to make college meaningful. You're not just trying to get a degree, you're trying to learn a set of skills and a set of passions that are going to take you through adulthood. Emotional well-being, of course, we talk about coping and resilience and emotional regulation, understanding what you're feeling and being able to know when you're starting to feel something that's a little intense, and then how do we bring that down to a place that's manageable. And then social well-being, of course, is so critical. We see a lot in our survey data that students feel lonely. They're reporting loneliness to us, and it's sometimes hard to imagine for some of us that with 7,000 students you could feel lonely, but if you don't have quality connections and if you're not making really meaningful friendships and relationships here, it can feel very lonely. 100%. So we want to promote that social well-being as well.
That's so good. It's very a well-rounded, program. I love that. So then, are there certain things to watch out for at the beginning of the school year compared to the end of the school year? And how might someone go about helping a friend if they notice some of these signs?
Yeah. So it's all very personal and dependent on the person, but some of the things that we tend to see are overexertion in the first several weeks, wanting to be involved in everything, wanting to join every single club, going out every weekend, making those friends and really doing it at 100%, which can be healthy, but it can also not be so healthy if you go about it the wrong way. So we want students to always take stock of thinking through, what can I reasonably fit in a 24-hour day while I also get my sleep, my nutrition, my movement, those things that I need for my physical self, and how can I fulfill all the other obligations that I want to do without kind of like making myself go off the rails.
100%.
So really taking stock, stepping back when you need to. It may be that your social life is really thriving and it's thriving to a point where other things are suffering. So feeling confident in saying, I'm going to stay in tonight, but I'll see you guys over the weekend. And so building some of that confidence and that self-advocacy is really important. For other students, though, we see the opposite, which may be a lack of connection, maybe a tendency to isolate. If the first couple weeks haven't been really successful with making a ton of new friends, which can be really intimidating, especially your first year. You go into the dining hall, you don't have anyone to sit with, that can feel very lonely. And so we want students to put themselves out there. I encourage everybody, look on the Cork app, find an event that's happening this week and just go. Take your roommate, take one person if you want to, or just go by yourself. I think we are such a welcoming and friendly community here, and I think most of our students would say that that's true.
Yeah.
You have to be a little bit brave and put yourself out there one time. But if you show up at something and say, I am here to make a new friend, to meet someone, you're going to be embraced by a bunch of other students who've been in your shoes and who want the same thing. So a little bit of bravery goes a long way. And also just sit with somebody in the dining hall. Just say, is the seat taken?
They'll sit with you.
Yeah,
I'll sit with you.
they're not going to say no.
Right. No, 100%. Well, I really thank you so much. It's so great to see how passionate and just how well-rounded the program is. And I really do appreciate you for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Back to you.
Thank you, Natalie. If a friend's or your mental health is struggling, you can contact the university's care team at 478-445-7475 or go over to the Counseling Center located on the second floor of the Wellness and Recreational Center.
To stay updated with Bobcat First, follow their Instagram at GCSU_Bobcats First, and for more information about the QEP, you can find it at www.gcsu.edu/wellbeing. We'll be back after this short break.
I'm Eric Griffiths. I am the interim chair of the Department of Theater and Dance. Our general mission, of course, is teaching theater artists, actors, designers, technicians. Of course, students will specialize in certain areas, but they will know if an actor leaves here and that is their goal is to perform, they will also know how to hang a light. They will know how to sew a button on a costume. They have these other skills. So we offer kind of a mix of the soft skills and the hard skills for doing the work. Our goal is to create a well-rounded theater artist that knows a little bit about everything that goes into producing theater.
My name is Kathleen O'Neill, and I'm the costume shop supervisor and instructor for the theater department. So the costume department does a lot of different things. It helps teach our theater majors what costuming is for theater in general and for film. A lot of students come in to be theater majors not knowing that tech is going to have to be part of their major, and they don't know how to sew, they don't know how a costume shop works, and so that's my job to teach them. Most of the time they take the skills they learn in here and then they apply it to their life. And I hear all the time that they come in and they're like, Kathleen, I sewed a button on my pants because you taught me how to do it. And it just makes me feel good. But yes, they do take what they learn in here and apply it to their personal life.
live.
Hi, this is GC360, where news comes full circle.
It's behind the Bobcats. Now, I need to know what you were doing.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I was just reminiscing on all the fun things I did this summer. But anyways, I was also planning future goals. Della, Goines, Simran, Puri, and Hannah Deal also wanted to see what students did over the summer and what goals they were aiming for. Take it away.
What up, Bobcats? My name is Simran Puri, and I'm the lead anchor for GC360, and currently we're on the prowl asking GCSU students what they did this summer and their goals for this semester. This is my crew. Hey, guys, this is my first time doing this. Hey, what's your name?
I'm Alex Chapman.
And what did you do this summer?
This summer, I just hung out with friends, went to the lake, and just spent time at home.
I went on SLP. It was a ministry project for Campus Outreach.
I traveled and I worked.
Ooh, where did you travel?
I did Portugal and France.
Nice.
Asia Pearson. Becca Adams.
And what did you both do this summer?
Stay in Milledgeville. Work in Milledgeville.
Went to the beach, Myrtle Beach.
What's your name?
Jackson Austin Cruz.
And what did you do this summer?
I worked a lot.
Where did you work?
I lifeguard.
This summer I worked at Sunset Grill, so I was a line cook.
I served with a summer camp and got to travel around the country bringing camp to different states in the West Coast.
I had an internship at Visit Macon in Macon, Georgia.
And what did you do for the internship?
Marketing stuff.
My name is Matthew Johnford.
And what did you do this summer?
This summer I worked full-time.
Where?
Outback Steakhouse.
Went to Kennedy Space Center with my family. We got to see some cool rockets. Graduated high school. That's a lot of fun.
And what did you do this summer?
Hung out with my friends, had 2 summer classes.
I went to Italy and Spain and to the beach and to the lake.
Oh, I did a study abroad to Italy. It was amazing, and then I read lots of books.
I went to Hawaii on vacation. It was really fun.
And what did you do this summer?
I hung out with friends, and I also went to Norway on a cruise, so it was pretty fun.
I was a digital intern, so I made social media posts and I interviewed people, just like you're doing.
That's so much fun. And what are your goals for this semester?
Get all A's.
And how do you plan on doing that?
Studying and staying on top of my work.
Thank you. What are your goals for this semester?
To graduate, get an internship, and get on with a good company.
Keep my scholarship.
How do you plan on doing that?
Being in the library all the time.
Awesome, thank you. South Georgia College. On the prowl. We're hunting for the Bobcats. What are your goals for this semester?
To be more balanced, I really need to work on my time management.
Right.
Is this gonna go in?
Yes.
Just to keep a good GPA and get all A's.
And how do you plan on doing that?
Studying a lot and doing all my assignments and going to class.
Perfect, thank you.
Get good grades.
And how do you want to do that?
Ooh, studying lots.
Probably just get good grades, mostly make new friends, join some clubs.
Nice, and what about you?
Just make a 4.0, honestly. That's all I want.
And how do you guys plan on doing that?
Study a lot, hit the books.
Yeah, me and him, we're studying, that's it.
Bench 315.
That is a new one. Thank you.
Get good grades. Get good grades.
And what did you do this summer? No way, that's so cool! The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. I don't know the rest of the lyrics, so we're just gonna walk to the bookstore and ask people questions. That wasn't even the right tune, was it? Hello. And what are you most excited for this semester?
Sleep.
Nice, thanks.
Daylight savings time, where we get an hour more of sleep.
Perfect, thank you. So are you Conrad or Jeremiah?
Conrad, all the way. Duh. That's the only one right now.
Oh, Deep Roots would be so much fun to film something. It was my freshman year in Jackson Schwartz, RIP, we miss you, Jackson. Literally asked me a bunch of questions.
Goals for the semester is to pass every class with A's and B's, and that's about it.
Ooh, get good grades, get into my major classes, and just make some friends, make new friends.
What are your non-academic goals for the semester?
Oh, that's kind of hard. I'd say like meet new people, make new friends. Yeah.
This is product placement. Well, not really. We're not a product, but.
Hi, my name's Hannah. This is my cameo for Behind the Bobcats. What's your name?
My name is Simran Puri.
So wonderful. What did you do this summer?
I went on a study abroad to Paris.
That is so fun. What are your goals for the semester?
To get all of my anchors who work under me to like my message when they see it instead of ghosting me.
That might be my goal too. Not anchors, just residents. Was this where we go to the I'm so average, you are average?
Yeah,
I brought you to LA. It was fun.
While Don Quexclate was saying this, the priest was attempting to
My goals are to get all A's. I'm doing well right now. I'm a computer science major and just trying to get through freshman year, trying to adapt to college. And so far, I'm having a good time.
There you go. Well, I wish you the best. Thank you so much.
Well, Bobcats, that was On the Prowl. I'm Simran Puri. Back to you.
The official start to fall is right around the corner. Leaves have already started to fall, and so has the weather. Let's see how much the weather is changing with Olivia Blanton. Olivia?
Thanks, Raegan. Good afternoon, Bobcats, and welcome to today's weather report. I'm so happy to be back in the studio. I hope that you are having a wonderful start to the semester as the cool fall months draw closer. This week has little to no chance of rain, so now's the time to fully enjoy the last bits of the summer sun. Tomorrow will be a beautiful sunny day with a high of 87 and a low of 62. This is the perfect weather to spend time catching up with friends on front campus. I recommend having a nice picnic with some bite-sized sandwiches. I personally like the ham and Swiss ones. Saturday will be slightly cloudy with a high of 85 and a low of 60. If you're ready for the fall season, the evening would be a comfortably cool time to visit Blackbird Coffee for their new fall drink menu. Moving on, Sunday will keep bringing in more sunshine and clear skies with a high of 85 and a low of 65. Monday marks the beginning of the new week with cloudy skies to keep things cool. There will be a comfortable high of 87 and a low of 65. Even more clear skies await us this Tuesday with a high of 86 and a low of 64. These temperatures will remain the same on Wednesday, still with a high of 86 and a low of 64. Just another day of consistently warm weather and sunny skies this week. Finally, Thursday will bring partly cloudy skies with a high of 87 and a low of 64. That's it for this week's weather, Bobcats. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Back to you.
Thanks, Olivia. I can't wait for the good weather ahead. That's all for today. We are officially back for the semester, so make sure you tune in next Thursday at 4 p.m. on NBC TV4 through the CableCast app. And if you miss seeing our lovely faces, and you can find more Behind the Bobcats, Cat Talks, and news shows on YouTube, which is GC360 News. Or if you're a student and want to learn more about us, we will be at the Block Party Bobcat Marketplace on Green Street tomorrow.
If you want a professor, student, or staff highlighted on the show next semester, fill out the form on our Instagram. That's at GC360 News on Instagram. This is Behind the Bobcats, where your story takes the spotlight. See you next week.
Gather around, gather around.
This is GC360.
No. This is a new segment. This is
Behind the Bobcats.
Meow.